Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on All Jacked Up and Full of Worms, a bizarre little movie about being jacked up and full of worms. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's The Pineys, books 1 through 9, available at Amazon.com. I have to read the synopsis to you first for this to make any sense. Roscoe, a janitor for a scuzzy love motel, drifts through life until he discovers a hidden stash of powerful hallucinogenic worms. Guided by visions of a giant floating worm, he encounters Benny, a disturbed recluse obsessed with finding love. The two get hooked on worms and slither into the primordial ooze. And that's about as clear as it gets. So I don't think this is Roscoe. I think this is the recluse. Benny. I think this is Benny. And then Benny's got a weird situation where he's living, I guess, with a couple. I don't know. And then this, I think, is Roscoe. And he's got some sort of problems, too. He orders, like, a toy baby and then pretends to raise it. Because he's got some sort of weird baby fetish. I guess this is Roscoe. And then at the motel where he works, he ends up having sex with a prostitute who feeds into his weird baby fetish. And like this is only like this is the first half of the trailer, right? Like it establishes these two very strange, very indie, I'll say, characters. And then it introduces the worms. I don't know who finds them. I assume Roscoe does. I think this is Roscoe. I'm not sure. So anyhow, if you eat the worm, then you get, it's a strange hallucinogenic drug for you. And then Variety calls it a euphoria-fueled rampage. So, but beyond that, I'm not sure what happens. I guess eventually drug dealers decide, hey, we want the worms. Written and directed by Alex Phillips. A for originality, bro. A for originality. Wormsmovie.com. It looks freaky. I'll say that. I thought the theater might be raided and we'd all be arrested, according to Movie Maker magazine. Yeah, I'm not sure what happens. So, here's the worm that he keeps seeing. And then this dude. So, let's see if I can break it down for you. First act establishes the characters. And this is an indie movie, so it's not going to totally follow your standard kind of plot. But first act is introducing Roscoe and Benny. And then their various weird problems. I guess Roscoe has some sort of weird baby fetish. Or maybe he's Benny because he wants to find love, because he wants to have a kid. Maybe the other guy's Roscoe. I don't know. I don't know which is which. I don't think they said in the trailer, or I didn't hear it. And then the guy on the right, I'll call him, lives with some couple that I don't know if they're drug addicts or what. They were a bit pockmarked. So maybe he's got some issues. And that's the first act. And then the beginning of the second act, they discover the worms and for whatever reason decide to eat them. I don't know who figures out you should eat the worms to hallucinate. Maybe the guy on the left because he has sex with the prostitute in a hotel and that's where he finds the worms. And then they get crazy high and it makes them feel great. And then they start sharing it with other people, would be my guess, in the second act. And at first, maybe they make a little money selling the worms to people, right? And it starts to change their lives for the better. And then actual drug dealers find out about it and they demand the worms. After that, I have no idea. I mean, it could go a bunch of different ways. It's an indie movie. Probably don't have a big budget, so maybe it's about these two guys as friends helping each other against the drug dealers. But it's an indie movie. It could end with them both dying and the drug dealers kill him. Because it looks like they capture both of them at one point. Maybe they just get so high they don't care and they die. I mean, as an indie movie, it could end very dark. I would not. I don't like those dark endings. But maybe. I don't know. It's interesting. I'll give you that. Would I see it? Yeah, I'd probably see it. I hope it moves forward. I'm not excited about seeing it because it does look a little too weird for me. I'm not a drug guy. I don't take drugs, so some of it might be lost upon me, but it does look fun, at least for part of it. So the fact that it's fun probably means it's not a dark ending, but it is the kind of thing where it looks like the fun isn't taking the drugs. Therefore, the moment the drugs are out of the picture, like they go back to normal life and they can never reach that high again. So it could be kind of a metaphor for drugs. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you can never recapture that high. But it looks interesting. I like the leads. They seem to be full of energy. It's got kind of a rough indie film look to it, but not a bad one. You know, it's not so dark. I don't know what the hell's going on. The production seems decent, if a little grungy. But I like that grunginess. So, yeah, I'd probably say it. Absolutely. Yeah. Would I go to? Yeah, if I was, you kind of got to be in the mood for like a really weird indie movie. This would be like me and my film buddies getting together. Oh, let's go see this crazy movie, all jacked up and full of worms. I hear it's good, kind of thing. It does look like a comedy, so I like that. I don't know if it's going to be all that funny. I don't know if it's meant to be a comedy, like laugh out loud comedy, but it looks fun. So I wish you guys luck with it. I hope I get to see it at some point. All jacked up and full of worms. When does it come out? I don't know. Guess you got to go to wormsmovies.com to know. And that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check me out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more based takes, including a Hollywoke hot take and a news blast. Check me out at Second Time Books tomorrow, Saturday, at 10 a.m. It's going to be a fun day, and we'll see you in the next one.